Welcome to Toffee TV, it's the final word. Everton 1, Swansea 1. Sound, wasn't expecting that.
Straight for your cup. Pause already.
Mate.
It is isn't it?
It is very much there was a lot of foofing going on at Goodison Park on Saturday. I think it's, I know but I might be criticised for using the word, but it was very much a Martinez-esque performance on Saturday. That's what it felt like. It felt like one of those, it was a horrible day. Nothing really got you excited about the game beforehand. They felt like almost there was an expectation to win, and the players didn't capitalise on that, or certainly just do their part, what they're supposed to do. And it turned out to be a very frustrating day, even with the late goal, the drama of the late goal. It was nothing. Do you know what I mean? No, it's not like it didn't add anything, did it? It was just, yeah, nice one. Thanks for drawing with Swansea.
I think you can't take anything away from Swansea. It's not them, is it? It's. I think the problem at the moment is it just Saturday certainly just felt like we were following on from the last 2 years, and so nothing seems fresh now. So everything you're watching just seems as though you're taken back 12 months and you're sitting there watching the same thing. I for one thought we'd come flying out the traps. I thought we've got to show the fans here, this fella won't have it. These will come out flying. They'll show the crowd that 5-0 still hurt them, and it was so slow. I mean, the team on, it got driving to the match and heard the team and thought, yeah, that's not a bad side to be. We'd said we wanted Tom Davies in there. He's not in there for whatever reason. So James McCarthy, was glad he came in instead of Cleverly. I thought, well, if he can get a little bit of form going, him and Garner should be really good in midfield, because we'll come on to it, we don't need the two of them anyway. But imagine, this is what I was thinking, imagine if McCarthy could rediscover a little bit of that first season under Martinez form, alongside Garner. That energy should eat up every midfield.
Yeah, it should do.
But it was James McCarthy from the last 2 years.
Yeah, again...
And Lennon probably deserved a start.
The team, yeah,
didn't he?
All said
before
that.
The game.
The team, you read the team, and so going back to what you said before about the flat coming up the traps, I think the big problem was, as fans, we sit there and we've had 2 weeks of stewing. As players, they haven't. Yeah. They've had playing for England, and going to New York, and going on the air with Wayne Rooney, and they've had all those things in between. Playing for, scoring goals, whatever. Yeah. They've had all that in between, and then playing with Messi. All these little things. He gets them back on the Thursday or the Friday, and he's got to sort of remind them. And you don't want to remind him, but he's got to sort of put that into him, and he's also got to put a team together to play and look at who he's got. And you look at someone like Funes Mori, who probably wasn't playing because he played for Argentina, and he's got to inject something in them, and it just it shows you the difference.
Not that we're condoning injections of any sort into anything.
It shows you the difference between like what a fan goes through and what a player goes through, and you look at the team, and bitterly disappointed Tom Davies wasn't playing, and I mentioned that on Twitter on Saturday, and Tony Barrett picked me up on it and said, well, actually he played 3 times for England under 19s, 90 minutes. He played on the Thursday, he played on the Saturday, and he played on the Tuesday. And I suppose you forget about stuff like that. Why he's playing that many games, I don't know. Talk about ruining players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
England.
So you can understand there might have been a bit of fatigue. He played, we're going to do another video the Tuesday top about the under-21s, or the under-23, sorry. So that was disappointing for me that he didn't play, and I think everyone felt that way. Even though McCarthy was back, I think everyone felt that little bit of tinge of frustration. Lennon came in, as you said, and Baines, good to have Baines. But Jackie Hill, honest to God, everyone just looks at it and goes, why? And again, you're taking that into the game as a fan.
Who would you have? You just mentioned Funes Mori come back late. I still think, when you go back to the olden days, and they used to play for Everton at the weekend and play for England on the Wednesday night and train again Friday and play for Everton on the Saturday, or you know, if they played for Wales or Scotland or whoever on the, they just played that game and were back on a Friday and played the Saturday. There was none of this, even if they had to travel far. So Funes Mori was back Thursday, I think Thursday night. He could have trained and played Saturday, but he went for Jagielka. But would there have been a case, do you think, for Holgate to play centre back?
Yeah, of course there is.
He looks slight though, doesn't he? I'm just not sure whether because your options, what I was trying to get at, sorry, was Jagielka's struggling like anything at the minute. So say you took him off the equation, Funes Mori, you're looking at him thinking, is his legs?
I think Funes Mori could have got through.
I do myself, but I'm saying, so was there a case of Holgate comes in?
For me, that's the main problem with the whole of Everton.
They didn't even have a centre forward.
They didn't. They played the false nine, and to be fair to them, they did really well. The problem with me at the moment, is that it's very, very stale, and you're looking at players that we watched last season. A lot of them moved down tools last season, and to be fair, I did personally. I let a lot of them off because I was so single-minded about Martinez and what he was doing. For me, last season, Martinez took all the brunt because he refused to defend. So you can't really look past that. But the players also just, a lot of the times, were just bollocks. Just absolute bollocks. And a lot of them at the moment are just absolute bollocks. Some of them are in bad form, and some of them even newer players are hit and miss. Yannick Bolasie. Well, not one of his better games. I know you didn't think he played very well, but he still creates everything good we do. That's a major problem for me. I was talking to my brother-in-law at the match, and I was just went, look how reliant we are on Bolasie
already.
Nobody has grabbed that right hand side by any scruff of the neck. That's 3 players now that we've used on the right, and not one of them have grabbed it. And I just look at it, and to me, it's just, it needs so much freshening up, and that's why the Tom Davies thing is such a big thing, because and anyone who plays for the 21s, and I don't want to talk too much about it because I'm going to do another video on it, but fans are looking for things to energise the squad and energise us as fans, because we're so used to watching this crap, which a lot of it gets boiled down to, and it's not there. And you look at Koeman, and you can't pick a fault at the moment as such, because you're thinking to yourself, well, he hasn't brought the players in that he wants, and hopefully in January, there's a lot of good noises coming out the club at the moment about bringing players in, which is positive. So you're thinking, right, January, but then you think in the short term, there are short term wins with these younger players, and he's not using them, and that just pisses me off. I am annoyed actually about James McCarthy's shite. Has anyone noticed that? How shite he is, right? But the fact that he doesn't give a flying monkey is the other thing, Baz. Sunday I watched him, right, and Saturday, sorry, I watched him, and he doesn't give a fuck. And have you ever seen that film? Have you ever seen that film, Remember the Titans?
Yes.
Do you know? This is going to sound stupid now. I was watching it the other day, so indulge me. Do you know when they're getting the team together? It's like the black lads and the white lads, and there's that white lad who won't like do anything for the black lads, so they fuck him off. That's what James McCarthy looks like to me at the moment. He looks like, no, he does. He looks like he knows he's not staying at the club, so he doesn't give a fuck. So he just got. Honest to God, the groundsman must be.
You'll have to put a right and beware of.
The groundsman, right, must be fuming with him, because he must have burnt a hole in that centre circle, because he didn't leave it all game.
That's James McCarthy.
But it wasn't James McCarthy. It never used to be James McCarthy. James McCarthy used to be weird. But that season, I give him the benefit of the doubt, and I've always been very positive about James McCarthy. I've always said I think there's more of a player there, right? But when you don't care, when you genuinely just don't care, because it's very clear to me that he doesn't care, and other people will say the same. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and everyone will go, oh no, they do care, because you can be rubbish and still care. Seamus Coleman. You know, you can go through spells, but he just doesn't care. And that to me, if you don't care, you don't play. And
it's all with McCarthy. You can take this back to Wolfsburg away.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we beat Wolfsburg at home.
Yeah.
4-1, and he made that block. We were winning 4-0, I think, just before they got the free kick, and he charged a goal. It was a goal in the last minute. He sprinted, slid across to get a block, and we were 4-0 the game was done. They ended up scoring. Gonzalez, I think, or Rodriguez scored a brilliant free kick at the end, but he ran 20 yards in the penalty and slid to get a block in a 4-0. The game was done. Yeah. And it was like, got up and everyone was around him. And he'd had that great first season, and this was the start of the second season. He was playing really well. And then he got that injury, he wasn't happy about it, and soft Ollie's played him. And he went down with the hamstring, and he come over to the side, and he put him back on, and then his hamstring went. Yeah. And then he fell out then.
Well, he fell out, and also...
And then one of the physios left the club.
One of the best physios in the country left the club because
he was ignored.
Because he'd been told by the fella who had the degree from the Open University or something, whatever. You're right. That's where.
Since then, he's never been the same.
No, he's never been the same player, and maybe that was it. I don't know whether
that was. And we'd heard bits and pieces. He wasn't happy at different stages, but then he signed a contract, didn't he, and ended up staying. Now I think you're right. He just doesn't look like he's arsed. I think he was arsed, and then I think probably Koeman's come in, and I don't know what conversations they've had, but West Brom away kind of told him that he wasn't gonna come in, he's in. And West Brom away, I think, told McCarthy that Koeman's a bit hit and miss with him. But he's still here.
But the thing about it is, though...
You've got to play for that move.
The thing about it is, though, Garner shows him every single week what he should be doing. Garner showed him on Saturday what he should be doing. Garner was winning all the time.
Yeah, but if you can't be bothered, right, and that's how it looks. But like you've just said, we might be doing the kid a disservice. He might be trying.
I don't think we are.
Utmost, I'm just playing badly. But for me, he's hardly played for us. He went and played for Ireland a couple of games and was running around, like he was interested. And at the weekend, it just weren't working for him. And again, you'd have to question, and I know you did question it under Martinez as well. You just have to question why we needed 2 defensive midfielders against a team who was second bottom.
We didn't need 2 centre.
I spoke to a couple of Swansea lads, Ian Curtis and another lad, on Friday, and they were going, "Don't worry, you'll tonk us."
That's what everyone was saying. Swansea.
And I was like, "Well, you can be dangerous because you've still got good Sigurdsson and you've still got some players who, if we don't play well, when we're not playing great." They were like, "No, we'll be 3-4-0." And Everton looked like the team.
Well, again, the formation all wrong. We got it all, and this is another thing. It's early days for Koeman, but he's got to be seeing things that we've been seeing for the last few years. This 4. I know we moaned about the 3 at the back in the Chelsea game, but this 4-3-1 is crap. It doesn't get the best out of our players. 2 old midfielders at home doesn't work. Barry, what's great about Barry is when he plays there with Garner, he's got a brain. He's one of only maybe a couple of players. Him and Baines have got brains. There might be, I don't know. Garner sees the game as well. Ron has got a brain. He chooses to use it when he wants. But he's got a brain, Barry, and he knows when to slow the game up. And we missed that massively on Saturday. Slow the game up, speed the game, whatever. He knows how to... Go like for like. If that's Tom Davies, to me, is the only player who is like that. Cleverly's a little bit like that, but he lacks the ability. I think Cleverly's actually got it in the head, just hasn't got it in the feet. Do you know what I mean? I do actually think he's a player, but he just hasn't got. He's just not quick enough, and he just doesn't get from there quick enough. Where Barry it does. And we just didn't need it because Garner was everywhere, snapping left, right, and centre. And what I thought Swansea did really well in the first half is, they played, even though they didn't play striker, they played 3 up front, and they were brilliant. The way they just worked hard, and they...
You know what to do with us, though. Yeah. It did look like last year, because all they done was pressed us high. Yeah.
They pressed us high, they made us make mistakes or try and go long, and because we only play 1 up front, it doesn't work. So you've got Garn on one side, you've got Lennon on the other side, and they're in those, and we've spoken about it so many times, they're in those in-between gaps. They're not helping the midfield, but they're also not playing up front. So it just doesn't work, and I don't understand how they don't see it. How they don't see it.
You know that this is the biggest bugbear that I've gone about it for years. Is that with the one striker we haven't got, and people will jump on it. We haven't got a good enough striker to play one because he doesn't do what a one striker player does. He's a very, very good goal scorer, but he needs help.
Yeah,
but he's not he's not going to play up there like Marcus Bent and cause them a nightmare at the back.
Koeman said it last week. He said, I can't tell Romelu Lukaku how to finish. He said, because he's already one of the best finishers in the world.
Yeah.
He said, but what I can help him with is pressing from the front.
He can't, but in his defence, he can't. And I said this on me after match, he can't do 3 men. He can't run across 3 men because Bolassi's dragged back for some. I don't know why he's hanging back. Lennon was anonymous. I thought Lennon, and I said saying before the game, he was talking before the game, and I was saying this should be a great chance for Lennon because he seems like a Koeman, like
workhorse.
You'll work and he runs, and that's what Lennon's really good at. And he was just anonymous. He didn't ever go out. His goatee was good. That was about it. He didn't go outside, inside. He was anonymous. And therefore, so you left with Rom on his own, getting disinterested. I thought Ross Barkley had a decent game. I thought he was alright. He tried to do it. He had that brilliant little slalom and he fell over and he got up and he bounced and we ended up with a shot. And another time he put
He should have scored in the first.
He should have scored, but when he turns that quickly and hits it, he loses his bearings. He thinks it's square on, isn't he? I was right behind it and he hits it side on. But then Lukaku should have scored at Bolassi's cross to sit it, and Balassi should have scored. So we could have been 3-1 up at half time. But it's still too slow, and it was very Martinez-esque because everything was slow. And when we knocked it, they just ate it up. And then they just brought the ball up. But when we were trying to bring the ball up, they had people all over us.
That was the difference.
And you're going, where's that first hour against Spurs gone? Where's it gone? It's gone because Deulofeu doesn't play up front. But Deulofeu isn't good enough to play up front because he's not better than what we have. Lukaku's by far the best striker, one of the best strikers in the Premier League. So for me, the only way I can get my head around it is if you play Deulofeu next to him. But then he came on the second half and he was crap as well.
And he just shit out.
Well, of course he is. And then the other soft head, shave my head and I'll drag my hair over and I'll jog on and I won't touch the ball for half.
This is the problem. Again, this is the problem, isn't it? Is that we're getting ahead of ourselves. But what I like. I used to like when
we won.
Yeah, that was
That's what I like.
That wasn't it? But I used to like when we used to play a winger on one side and have a midfielder on the other side. I used to like the balance that gave you, because I think that with the fullbacks we've got, that having that security. Because let's be honest, Pina was never a winger. He's not a winger.
No, but he was clever.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Arteta was never a winger when he played on the right hand side, but he was there. Brilliant footballers, good footballers who play out wide, and maybe that's what we need. But maybe Ross Barkley is. But
the problem is, and people will know that I love Ross. He's becoming a big problem in this Everton side, because this Everton side doesn't work. The way it's set up, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work,
and he doesn't work where Ronald Koeman is trying to play him.
And I've said this,
right? But that would buy into what you're saying.
I've said this
he's
before.
Not an out-and-out wide player, because he isn't. But what he might do for us, I would play. The other thing as well is Bolassi's better on the right. The second half he went on the right, put 2 great crosses in. Then he went back to the left and started just swatting it across as if I can just see how hard I can hit it. I think you could use in that what you're saying.
Is Ross clever enough though? Is he clever enough to play that? Because I don't know if he is clever enough.
To be honest, where I played Ross Barkley's right alongside Garner. I'd cut the whole. But then what? Tell him.
No, I'd play him right up front.
No, but he's not going to play him up front. He doesn't see him.
I'm not.
But anyway,
there's no way we played him. There's no way we played him.
I want another centre forward.
No, we need another centre forward. That's clearly obvious, but I just don't think it works. And I say Swansea were great because they had the 3, and they just pushed on our full backs, and they made us go long or try, and it just never worked. I mean, we need someone like Sigurdsson. Just someone clever in midfield who's dynamic, who gets about the pitch.
That's something I'm imagine him in the back.
Yeah, we need someone like that. And I've said this all season, and people keep on asking me, and that obviously the lads, you're coming here on a Monday and you've got different clubs, and they're asking, like, well, what's going on? And you're like, well, we haven't played well all season. We play in moments. I keep on saying this to people. We play in moments. We play where one player does something and then Rom will finish it off, or Rom does something, and we play in these little moments. And if we don't have little moments, then we don't win games. That's our problem. There's no set way of. We don't really have a set way of playing at the moment. It's almost like it's almost like get through these first few months by just turning teams over in these passages of play, and it's worked to a degree, but we need more because I mean Saturday, right? We had a shot in the book the first 5 minutes. Rom had a shot, and then it all settled down, and then Swansea were allowed to play, and you're thinking we got beat 5-0 last game, and these got battered by Man United. We should be going, oh lads, come on, let's get all over, let's put pressure on them, let's start hitting them, whatever it takes, but we didn't. We just slowed everything down. Little things. There was no push, get the ball, get the ball, press. It was all dead slow, and that was sound for Swansea. They loved that. They were like, oof, we've got through the first 20 minutes, lads, without conceding. Confidence, that's what they want. Whereas Man United just went like bang, 3 goals in the first 25 minutes, whatever it was, we're gone here. And then they come out, they go 1-0 down. Jags' blood gets turned inside out by Signor. He brings him down, good penalty. We're 1-0 down. And
handball to the box. Lad who's been booked, then delivered handball.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be on the pitch. But that's Mark Atkins.
Come out second half, and they come out second half, and you can tell they've had that bollocking. And
I think
first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes, there was a. You could. What I'm saying is though, first 5 minutes of the second half, why aren't we starting games like that? Why aren't we throwing everything at teams first without having any fear? You've lost the fear because you're already 1-0 down. But I think that's what good clubs do. They don't have that fear, so you know because they don't worry about being a goal down. They just fly in, and we come out second half, and we've the fear's gone now. So we have a little go, and then okay, it stops. But Swansea were never going to really do anything. They had, I think, one decent chance, and that was it. But
that was really pushed on.
It just annoys you.
There was just nothing. There was nothing for. There was nothing. Sorry, we're just getting asked about keys. We had no pattern of play, like I said, but we had nothing. There was no, and we've got nothing because they didn't have to do anything. They got a penalty out of the blue because they had a Sigurdsson free kick which Stecklenburg could have caught someone for the cameras, pushed it over. Other than that, they didn't have another shot. They got a penalty, which was a penalty, and he slotted it brilliantly. And then they were just content then, rightly so. They're away from home. They haven't been winning games. They've done exactly what they needed to do. We just run out of ideas very quickly. We've had the bollocking. Come on, let's speed it up, boys. So they quicken it up for 3 or 4 minutes, and then not happens.
Do you think we run out of ideas, or do you think we get bored of the idea?
I don't think we get bored. I think we haven't got ideas. Because I think what you've got Romelu Lukaku, who scores goals. He's at the pinnacle for us. He gets goals. He'd score goals if you give him chances. You've got Balassi, who has 1 goal, and probably had 1 goal from 4 years or something for Palace. You've got on the right at the weekend Adam Lennon, who doesn't score goals. You've then got Ross Barkley, who normally weighs in with goals but isn't scoring as many as what he has done in the past. Then you've got James McCarthy that can't buy a goal anywhere. Garner doesn't look like he'll ever score a goal.
Yeah.
So already, out of your 6 that are ahead of your defenders, you've got 1 goal scorer, and that's it. If you look at teams who are up near the top, Chelsea, a lot of them this year, I know Costa's got to win at the weekend, but in general, a lot of them, Hazard weighs in, and Moses and people like that. Liverpool don't have I wouldn't say they've got an out-and-out goal scorer at the minute because Sturridge is on the bench, but all of their players, their front goals. 6 get goals. City, Yaya Toure, done his got his letter from his mum and his apple to say sorry to Guardiola back in the team that we can get to. They can spread their goals around. So when you look at Everton and you're thinking we're trying to get into that band of trying to get into the Champions League or challenge for it. We've got 1 man that scores goals, and if he doesn't score, we haven't got anybody else who weighs in with goals. No. Seamus Coleman's got 2, I think. He's one of our top scorers with 2.
Him and Gareth Barry.
That's what I mean.
No, it's
so it's not it's not. You people on the outside shouldn't be sat there going, oh, I'm surprised with that Everton result there because why? We haven't got a goal in us. If we had players who got 4s and 5, got 8, 9, 10 goals between 4 or 5 of our players. You'd say, to get the defence sorted and we can go from here. The defence ain't that bad. That's only the 2nd time we've been behind at Goodison this season, believe it or not. Next time we play is December. Not bad. We were behind every 10 minutes last year, weren't we, of every home game? So that side isn't that bad.
It's organised.
If you take the Chelsea goals out of it, they've done.
No, it's all. That's. I think that's what he's organised the back.
The going forward bit is horrendous. It's horrendous. And I watched it the weekend and talking to the lad next to me, and I was saying, we're okay. Coming up, we get 2/3 up the pitch, all right. We look like other teams, we zip it about, we change it. And then we get into that final third and everything stops.
What I think,
and players just stand next to each other.
I think like it's so noticeable, the lack of players we get in the box.
Yeah.
It's so it's so noticeable. It's one or two.
And if he's not in there, then it might be Balassi, but he's normally the one crossing.
No midfielder goes in the box. No. Even Ross Barkley doesn't go in the box. So what we generally have in the box is, if we're coming down the right, we'll have Rom and the left winger maybe getting into the back of the box.
But it's not on the back. When you're crossing, it should be, that should be, your centre forward should be here and your wide play should be coming in, so that if he misses it, he's got to tap in. Our Rom's here and our winger's here, so he's 15 yards away from him. And that's why.
But that's straight away, that's your problem, isn't it? Because if you've got two strikers up front, then you know straight away you've got two strikers. You've got two strikers in the box. And if you go near post far post and your left winger or your right winger decides to get in the box as well, he takes a defender. That's what you want. But we've got this thing where none of our midfielders get in the box, so we have one or two all the time. Though, even when it's good, even when the play's really good, there's nobody in there. They're all like
the box at all.
They're all like waiting on the outside, like, oh, but what if this? But it's so annoying. It's so annoying, and as I say, we score him off moments.
I mean, the weekend, you're 1-0 down, you're at home to a side at the second bottom, the end of the day bottom. But the second from bottom, you're getting beat 1-0. There's half an hour to go. And you're thinking, if we get one, these will crumble because the confidence, you could see them. And the manager didn't look like he had a clue.
But what I don't understand about the subs are, they were all in the wrong order. I know. Whatever you think of Valencia, right, he is the only centre forward.
Didn't he score in midweek as well for Ecuador again?
He's sitting on the bench. He's a centre forward. Put him on with Lukaku. And you know what? For me, what he would have done is, we know he likes going wide. He probably would have dragged a little bit. He would have got in the box.
Well, he did when he come on.
He should have been the first on. Not Delafeu, not Morales. We didn't need people to keep putting the ball in the box. We
needed people in the box.
We needed people in the box.
They had 3 centre backs against Lukaku, and they ate him up all day long.
Yeah.
Bob Bradley had said on the Friday, I know how to stop him, we're just going to make sure he's isolated. And I was laughing, thinking, they stopped him.
I was thinking, no, that's what we do. We make him isolated. You don't have to worry.
You don't have to worry.
We make him isolated.
But he did, and he was isolated. They had a very comfortable time against them. Them 3 centre-backs won't have an easier game this season than what they had there. And not all down to Rom.
No, it's not down to Rom.
He's got no help. The lad has got no help. But then when Valencia came on, all of a sudden they were looking around going, who do I pick up?
And Valencia goes and Valencia, to be fair, is good in the air, and he was dropping in for the first header, and it was making
Lukaku was getting hold of the ball, and all of a sudden they were going and gone, there was space wide on both sides. It's not like it's not as if you need these football brains to be able to pick up. It's basic football. But okay.
He brings Delafeu on. Delafeu, I mean, the crowd will chant his name. Why?
I think we're all hoping he can just do that.
I don't think he's going to do anything.
Bit of thing.
He comes on and...
But to be in Koeman's defence, just on that substitution, Lennon was pants.
No, not having a goal. He brought him on, and again, the manager brings him on, and it's like,
more of the
do us a favour, Jerry. Do something. Like, was it the one where he went to chance to keep it, and he just pants?
He did put that lovely little round the corner into Ron early on.
But there are times when you're just thinking, give 5% more of yourself, lad, and you will become a player.
Why did they just leather that one when he was through? Why didn't they just carry on running? Because they just parted like as if Moses was there.
Then he brings Morales on.
That was the sub for me that made
I'm like,
no sense.
Where are you playing, Kev?
What he done, he dropped Ross in alongside Garner, which was the right thing to do because McCarthy offered Zilts. But he then put Morales as if the link that should have been Valencia. He should have, because Delafeu's come for Lennon, I get that. 2 minutes later it should have been McCarthy get off, Ross drop in, and go and stand and hold his hand and give him some support. We're getting beat 1-0 against the team who are defensively poor. If we get 2 wide players and 2 centre forwards and Penny, because we're trying to play the out ball anyway, right? But Rom's on his own, so if you've got 2 people to challenge for that, they're not going to eat it up all day.
I'd have gone 2 subs. I would have brought Valencia and possibly Delafeu on, took McCarthy off, took Lennon off, and gone 2 straight away and said, you know what, not drips and jabs, go and change in the system straight away, get a bit more freshness on the right, a bit more pace. Valencia up front just to be busy, just to be an option. Because the last 5 minutes, I mean, once we started getting decent deliveries in the box and there was an extra man in there to cause a little bit of trouble, you know, Balassi, again, no matter what you think about him, he does offer that, doesn't he? He's always the person who is putting the ball.
He's going to be the one who unlocks them. It's not going to be Delafeu.
So he puts the ball in the box. They don't deal with it. Fair enough to it. At this point, we did have a few more men in the box because we'd obviously gone for it. He took Jags off as well, who should have gone off at half time, to be fair, because he was crap. And it's a great header by Seamus Coleman. It's a great header. The lad knew what he was doing, and you can see what it means to the lad. You know, his celebration. I'll give him that. You know, and to be fair, we should have won the game then. We should have won. There was plenty of time, and we had a couple of chances. Rom as a shot where I think he had like 3 on the box. If he just put it, there was a really good couple of opportunities to win the game after we got 1-1, and we should have really won the game. But like I was saying before, it's that you 1-0 down at home, you lose all your inhibitions then. But I just think good football teams don't have inhibitions.
No.
Good football teams go, right, from first minute, we're going at them. Oh, not even good football teams, average football teams. I looked at Watford on Saturday and I seen their first goal. They scored it in 30 seconds. They had like 4 men in the box. Within 30 seconds, the other lad, Pereira, who set it up and scored a worldie for Watford. He's running down and Deeney, lovely little flick and bang. Like 4 men in the box in the first 30 seconds. I don't think we had that till about the last.
Basic though, isn't it? It's basic, but it's having players who've got that attitude. Everton's players they're all safe players. They're all, we don't get in the box, we don't press, we don't. And I don't know where it comes from. Whether that comes from just the players or whether it comes from the manager.
That kind of player, isn't it?
You know, you should have people wanting to score.
I think the problem is our flair players. There's not enough about them, is there? So you look and you think, well, who have you got who's a little bit different? And you look at them and go, and this goes back to us saying in the first place, is you look at them and we look at them as players and go, we've seen your best, it was 2 years ago, and you've not really got any more. See someone like Morales now, we both said at the beginning of the season, it's a good fresh start. You look at him now and you just think, for the sake of your own career, lads, you should really move on now.
Definitely.
So, and you look at McCarthy and you think the same thing, and I know people go, for the sake of their career, but you know what I mean, for the sake of Morales should be looking at it and going,
France,
I've done my, I've
had to go on the Prem, he needs to go to France.
Yeah, I've done my, it's not working, it's time to move somewhere. And to be fair, we've got like 5 or 6 of them, and that's the problem.
That's the issue.
We've got like 5.
If you went through that Everton side and you went through, do you want to keep, half of them I wouldn't care less.
No, I wouldn't care less than
the keeper, I'm not like blaming the goalie in any way, shape or form. He's done alright, but for me he's not a number one.
No.
You full back Coleman, I'd keep him.
No, keep Coleman.
Seamus will come back. I love Baines. And people were slagging Williams off for that. I just think Jags is making him look worse than what he is at the minute.
Williams is the organiser.
Williams is a good player. Keep Williams. Jags I love, and I don't want people booing him and all that. But I wouldn't be bothered if he went now.
Well, it's not even about being bothered, it's about that.
Your midfield, we know McCarthy to go. We shouldn't be reliant, even though he's been brilliant and he's still probably one of our best midfielders, we shouldn't be reliant on Gareth Barry. Morales, don't want to see him again. You Kone, Cleverly, all of these players, Oviedo's, Delafeu, I can't say I want to go, but he's offering me zilch.
He doesn't offer anything.
On. So there's like 7, 8, 9 players I've named that, you know what I mean? And you look at it and go,
and don't get,
we shouldn't need.
To be fair,
we can't get rid of that.
To be fair though, to be fair, some of them players, I say some, maybe 2, some are the kind of players that maybe, just maybe, if you were to put them in a team with other different players, then suddenly
they'd be better.
They might be better.
But just whatever the makeup of that side has been, it doesn't work, does it? It doesn't work. Maybe if we had another centre foot. See, when people criticise Ross Barkley, you watch when he gets the ball, watch the movements. I was watching him Saturday. He gets it, he beats the man, and he's looking, and everyone just stood still, marked. And you're going, where do people, like the crowd, are like, you know, where do you want him to pass it? Just pass it to the blue shirt who's marked, just to get it.
They'll pass, right?
No, we don't.
I know. But he does make things.
He does make it more difficult.
Like in the last minute.
No, I know.
On the left
no,
hand,
that was the
left hand side.
Hold my hand up. That was pathetic.
But
Seamus Coleman races forward with the ball. You know, he'd been doing all that to the crowd, punching the bad, punching himself in the face, made up. Gets the ball, steams through them, and I'm thinking, go ahead, Seamus, have another one. Gets to the edge of the box. 4 men in the box, just toss it in. No, stops, turns out to Barkley, and you're going, just put it in. Just put it, you don't need him to do it for you. Stand it up and follow, because you might get the winner. End up with a brace. And that was the problem too many times. Delafeu do it, beat the man, throw it in. No, stop, wait for someone to make a run. And it happened all over the pitch. And it was on Saturday, I know Koeman's come up and gone, you've seen the difference in the second half. I didn't really see it. I seen the difference in the last 6 or 7 minutes once Valencia came on, and we had 2 men to it, and all of a sudden they were penned back and he couldn't get on.
See the thing is, right, I see the difference. I seen the difference.
It's not a night and day.
What I mean is though, what I mean is though, first 10 minutes of the first half, second half, we were good. We were at it, and then it calmed down.
What's at it?
What I'm saying is,
what's a proper football team?
Right, we were at it, right, and then it slowed down, and then for the last 15 minutes it picked back up again. But why does he keep on having to bollock people at half time? Why on earth, right?
Because them players are bottle jobs.
But why?
They're not good enough, mate.
But why aren't they coming out at the beginning again? Why isn't...
Because they're not good enough. So if they were good enough...
So why is there a reaction at half-time and there's no reaction at the beginning games?
Listen, I'm not... You know what, right? I'm going to totally disagree. There was no reaction.
I thought
Go back and watch the game. There was no reaction.
I thought
they might have ran a little bit quicker.
But that's what you need.
They didn't do anything. No, they didn't.
But that's sometimes all you need.
How many saves did Fabianski have?
No, well, we don't force keepers into making.
So what's the reaction? And
the reaction was
with the crowd not ever on the edge of the seat. I know them.
I'm never on the edge of the seat anyway. I've got a big seat. No, but what I mean is though is that the second half, there's a little bit more out of them, then you get a little bit more out of the fans. And what I'm saying is that at least it felt like...
I think I was in a different ground.
You probably were, you normally are. There was an effect second half that they were getting on the ball more and they were just being a little bit faster and a little bit sharper. That's all I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that why does that only ever come at the second half? Why haven't we got this thing that we come out at the beginning of the games? Why are we so slow? Why are we shit?
Well, that's the question. It's not. There was no reaction at the weekend. I didn't know when he come out and you seen it, and I bollocked him. I didn't. I said to feel around me. He hasn't said anything to them here because there was the first half ended and the second half started exactly the same. There was nothing. And if people, and this is where the problem lies now with Everton, is that people are now beginning to be happy if someone runs a little bit quicker. I'm not happy. I wanted us. We played the team bottom of the league. We should have finished with 30 attempts at goal. 20 of them should have been on target.
Yeah,
we should have scored
Jan
7,
Klutenberg said we played well second half, so that's it.
Well,
that's it.
So I'll take it.
That's the end of it. That's the end of the season.
But we didn't.
No, I know what you're saying.
If you look at Spurs, that opening day of the season, that's never been repeated. And that day we were exciting. We were fast into tackles. All right, we were dead on our feet for the last half an hour. But up for that first hour, the keepers had to make good saves. They were getting last minute blocks in. It was quick. It was incisive. There was none of that. Sunderland second half, there was a real... He bollocked them at Sunderland, and there was a noticeable difference at Sunderland. They came out, they went at them, they created chances, they scored goals.
I think the biggest noticeable difference was when we had 2 up front on Saturday.
Yeah, but that's it. But that was that. You know when he come on, 83 minutes. 83.
I thought that was pathetic. I thought that no matter what you think.
And so for those that last 10 minutes, no
matter what you think about the lad, he is our only striker on the bench, and those other players, Morales, Delafeu, they haven't got striking instincts. And at least he's got strike. He mightn't be brilliant, but at least he's got striking instincts. He made a difference. He won things in the air. He now and again knew where to run, and that just opened that little bit of space.
Don't you think the lad? I mean, we're all, we are quick to judge sometimes as fans, and sometimes we're justified in judging what we see. We're not stupid. You know, we're quite a knowledgeable crowd. But I don't think this lad's even had a chance to impress anybody. Don't get me wrong, he hasn't come on and you've gone, looks a player, this kid. But if you look at his first season at West Ham...
He scored 9 goals in 4 games for the under-23s.
Exactly. But he has scored 4 in his last couple for Ecuador, so he's not garbage.
No.
But he's not given a chance. Now, obviously, Ronald Koeman sees him every day, and he's a better judge of player than me, quite clearly, because he's on £6 million a year, and I'm not. So he obviously sees him in training and doesn't think he's good enough, but it affects the play. When you're a centre-back, if you've all of a sudden got to mark another player, and you've got Romelu Lukaku, if we can give Romelu Lukaku a yard of space by having someone who's nowhere near as good as him next to him, that's the job done, isn't it?
It's math! It's math!
If it falls to Rom...
If it's 3 against 1, it's easy. When it's 3 against 2, it's not as easy. It's just science. It's just science, Baz.
But okay, do some science.
You don't even need to be a football coach. You can just be that Neil Tyson fella.
Listen, Dr. Emmett Brown would sort this. He'd have something.
What about the other
but
one?
He could also take us back to the future, couldn't he?
Who's the other one?
And bring Sharp.
Who's the other scientist that you like?
Cox.
No.
Not Brian Cox.
I'm just gonna edit that out. Not edit it out. I'm just gonna edit and put it on YouTube. And who do you like? Cox. Bye.
No, but that would have been what, wouldn't it? Brian Cox.
No. I meant the other
Bill
one.
Nye.
Bill Nye, science guy. There you go.
Bill Nye, the science guy. He'd say it. He'd say, why is Enna Valencia not being up there with Ron? Where's Coney gone, by the way?
Don't know. Didn't you put a video on Twitter today of him?
Me?
Yeah. Who else has got our Twitter account? Okay, someone's got our Twitter account and they're posting videos of Coney.
Doing what?
No,
I've been in work.
Being in a gym.
No.
Basically.
Not me.
Okay.
It must have been you.
What? That's weird.
Okay.
I was weird. It wasn't me.
It's not me. I've been in work all day.
Must be the other fella.
I've not.
Must be the silent
I've
partner.
been the side. You know, disappears and turns back up.
He's not even on Twitter.
I've not even been on our Twitter today. Being work.
What's it then?
Coney. Would I have asked you where he is?
Was it Twitter or was it Instagram?
Well, I don't.
Oh, it was Instagram.
Well, you know, that
I
don't use
Instagram. Must be the
Instagram.
other fella than the silent partner.
So what's he doing? What was Coney doing in the
gym?
Doing what?
He was in a gym.
Just like toweling people down?
Yeah, but I don't even know if it was a recent picture because he had...
No.
I don't think it was a
He had
recent
the
video.
badge, he had the old badge on.
No, he didn't. He had last season's training top on and last season's away third shorts.
Didn't like Martinez, massaging him. Give it away.
No idea. Anyway, apparently he was injured, wasn't he? But apparently he was fit though.
I don't want... Listen, I'm not saying he should be anywhere near. I just said, where is he? I don't want to see him again.
Baz loves Coney and Cox. That's basically...
That's just bad, mate.
That's basically...
I mean, that really... I mean, you've already had a lot of your content cut out of a different video that you've done for people today, so stop throwing
There's nothing wrong with it.
Stuff around.
The edits that have been... I don't care. Whatever. I stand by Chris the Big's daughter. That's what I'm saying. Google that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Anyway, it's...
We got a draw.
Shite, isn't it? 1-1 draw against Swansea, who are another rubbish team, and we've drawn with them at home, and now...
They played well. They come.
It shouldn't matter what they did.
They come and done a number, so you can't have a go at Swansea.
No, I can't have a go at Swansea. They played well, and I thought the front three were excellent, and it's sad that the team at bottom of the league's front three come to Goodison and shown us what a front three is supposed to do. Because that's what a front three is supposed to do. It's supposed to stay in a line and hassle and fight and make chances, and we didn't do it, and it's crap, and I'm annoyed, and yeah, and now we've got to go and play Southampton and Man United and Watford and Arsenal and Liverpool and Leicester and
we'll be sat here in January going, we don't need any players because we've got Kone and Morales.
So you've just destroyed our set,
and we'll
revisit
these days. These days.
Boss, we just pulled Boss sign Neville Southall pictures from behind the couch, isn't it?
And who's he with the leather jacket?
I don't know, imagine being
Get him back.
Imagine being him.
Make him the mascot.
Who?
Him. He was there when we won something, get him back.
Coat Boss.
He's got a leather jacket on. Like Andrew Ridgely.
Are we just pulling out things?
I don't know what.
Do you want to see what else is in?
What was the noise?
Just because I was going to show you this.
What was the noise?
This is what else. Look at this. Look at this. Who wants to win this? If you want to win this, let us know.
I might want to win it. What is it? Don't pull that one out of Chris the Big, though.
It's a signed picture of...
I'd have him back. I would still have him, mate.
Jermaine Beckford.
I'd still have him.
What's that?
Get him back.
What's
He's
that?
better than any striker we've got on the bench. Get him up front with Ron.
Do you know what else is in here that's signed?
Like, I'm going.
Whoa! There's something else in here that's amazing that you haven't got and I have. And you're going to be gutted that I've got it.
Okay. Oh, I am gutted that you've got that.
To Peter, best wishes, Howard Kendall.
Yeah, that is
amazing.
What a player.
Look at that.
And what a manager. He wouldn't have one up front.
No. He wouldn't even know what one up front was.
No. Just get everyone up front. His teams, everyone scored in his
Anyone
teams.
else? Anyone else?
Everybody scored.
Colin Harvey, signed picture. Just pull that ball. Honest to God. It's like Mary Poppins' bag, this. Said bag.
Mary Poppins wouldn't play one up front. Would she?
No idea what she's
She
playing.
wouldn't.
No, I've literally no idea what formation Mary Poppins are playing.
She wouldn't.
Anyway,
Anyway.
yeah, we've gone on. Let us know what you think in the comments about this game, about Baz swearing.
Oh, I never swore. Let me just say, shut up. Thanks to CDF Carpets. Thanks to Mark for sorting my carpets out. Thanks to Phil and P.O. for sorting my carpets out. I said I'd say last week and I didn't. Cheers, lads. And the final thing before I go, what formation do you think Mary Poppins would play? Would she play one up front? Who knows? Next. Carry on.
We're doing the mannequin challenge!
That's the mannequin challenge. Everton done the mannequin challenge on Saturday many times.
I think the Mary Poppins would play probably 3 penguins at the back. The
ball.
bird lady would play playing through the middle, and we'd have a kite up front on its own.
There.
There you go. Oh, Dirk van Dijk. Dirk van
Dijk, but Dirk van Dijk.
Dick van Dijk. Dirk van Dijk plays for Southampton, doesn't he? I've no idea. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you later on Toffee TV. You ever come back?